Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another video in my makeup collection series. We're going to be doing foundations and we are going to kind of go in sections. So I'm going to do drugstore first and then I'm going to do my high-end. So if there's one part that you don't care about, just skip to the next. But yeah, I figured that would be easier than just skipping around. So before this is an hour long, beware, I have a lot, so please stick with me. So yeah, let's just get started. So my first one is the number 7 Airbrush Away foundation. I have mine in Cool Ivory. This is kind of like a serum foundation. It comes in a little dropper and it's super thin and it just gives you, like it says, it's like airbrush. It makes you have really great looking skin, and yeah, it's not very expensive because, like I said, this is drugstore. Number 7 is a little bit more expensive than other drugstore brands like Maybelline and Covergirl, but it's really worth it. I love that stuff. And the next one, I have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I also have the Dewy and Smooth. And since I have really big pores and oily skin, this is definitely my favorite out of the two. I might actually even get rid of this one because I almost never use it, but the coverage on these is really impressive. I think they're like 11 bucks, maybe like 10 to 12 bucks, I think, something like that. So they're super affordable. And the matte and poreless just gives you a nice, like it says, poreless finish. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, I have mine in 125 Nude Beige in both of them. So, and then the Dewy and Smooth, I don't really notice that it gives me like a super glowing finish. So I don't know, I don't think there's anything super special about this one. I think it's definitely more for dry skin. It says normal to dry on it, but yeah, it might just not be for me, I don't know. And then we have one of my absolute favorites from the drugstore. This is also from number 7. This is the Lift and Illuminate foundation. It says it's supposed to give you firmer, even skin, and it has a SPF of 15, and mine is in warm beige. So this I actually spoke about, I think, in my favorites. I absolutely love this stuff. It gives you just a really pretty, radiant, perfect finish. It's not full coverage by any means, but it's not sheer either. It's just a nice in the middle coverage, and yeah, I just really like it. I think it gives you really nice, just like a really good foundation makeup day. So that is one of my absolute favorites. And this is a BB cream that I only use in the summer, or if I'm like having a really good skin day, which doesn't happen often. So this is the Garnier SkinActive BB cream, and I have mine in anti-aging. It's a 5-in-1 miracle skin perfector, and it's in light medium. So this is what the bottle looks like, and it is BB cream, so it doesn't have very much coverage, but I notice that if I use this for a while, my skin does get a little bit more even, like the skin tone. So yeah, I really like this in the summer, or if I'm having just a really good skin day, because I don't really like it when stuff peeks through. So if I'm having like breakouts, I definitely won't use that. And this is definitely full coverage. This is my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have mine in 01 Creamy Vanilla, and I bought the shade before they came out with the lighter ones. I'm pretty sure I'm 00 because this is like almost too dark for me when I'm really pale in the winter. So I would rather go and get the other one, but this stuff is so thick. And by the way, it does come with a pump. So this stuff is really thick and it gives insane coverage. Like it says, it's foundation and concealer in one, and it definitely is. It's almost like, this reminds me a lot of the Clinique Beyond Perfect foundation. It's pretty much just like that. And the coverage is just as fantastic, and that one is really inexpensive. Milani is a little bit less expensive than like Maybelline and Covergirl, The next one we have is from Covergirl. It's the new Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I have mine in 740. It says it's foundation with vitamins and it has an SPF of 20. So as you can see, this one comes with a pump and it says it has lightweight full coverage makeup. So, and this is also oil free. When I put this on, when I first got it, I was like so addicted. I think the coverage is amazing and it feels like you're not wearing anything. Like when it says lightweight, it's like really true. So I just absolutely love this. And if I'm having like a bad skin day, that's what I'll put on. That and my Neutrogena Healthy Skin. I freaking love those when I'm having a bad skin day. Speaking of, this is my Neutrogena SkinClearing oil-free makeup, and it's it has salicylic acid in it, and the stuff really works. It doesn't have like serious full coverage. It's not like a mousse that you're just gonna cake on your skin, but if you're having a breakout, if you use this, it really will go away. And I've never used a foundation that's like that, and this has also like, it's not like cake coverage, but it's pretty good coverage. And yeah, if I'm really breaking out, like it's around that time of the month, this is what I'll use. It's absolutely amazing. And my shade is Nude 40, and this one is just, you shake it out on your finger, that kind of thing. There's no pump. Next is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. I have mine in Buff Bisque. And this is the one that comes with like a little spatula thing. It's very strange. But it says that there is no flashback, and that is very true. There is no SPF in here. That's usually what causes flashback in foundations. And Wet n Wild, if you guys didn't know, is cruelty free, so that is fantastic. This stuff smells like paint. It's awful, but it goes away once it's on your skin, so that's not a big thing for me. But I think that the coverage is absolutely fantastic, and it doesn't clog my pores or anything like that. So this is definitely a really good one, and it's very inexpensive. And the next one is one that I'm probably going to give away. I might try it one more time, but this is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. So I have mine in 40 Nude, and it is in a little squeezy tube, which I really like. I either like mine in squeezy tubes or I like mine in pumps. I feel like you get the most out of them. So this is it says our first gel whipped foundation, and it gives you pretty good coverage, but this oxidizes really bad. Almost every foundation oxidizes on me, so it's not like a surprise, but this one oxidizes so bad. So I think I'm gonna give this one more try, and then we'll see what I think, but so far I'm not super impressed with it. And my next one is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. I do not think this is illuminating at all. I have mine in Fair. It says it's medium to full coverage and smooth, long wearing, flawless looking finish. So this one comes with a pump, and the thing that I like about this is the line also comes with a white foundation, which is really nice for people like if they get their summer shade and you don't want to get a lighter shade, you can just get the white one and mix them together for when you're super pale and maybe you don't self-tan, I don't know. But that is a really nice feature of this range. But it definitely gives you a lot of coverage. This reminds me of the Makeup Forever HD foundation, the Ultra HD, which I have in my collection as well. But yeah, this is super affordable. LA Girl is like Wet n Wild price range, so yeah, it's extremely affordable. And my next one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. It has an SPF of 20, and I have mine in W3. So this one comes with a pump, and I have Like when I was first on the hunt for a luminous foundation, I got this. I got the CoverGirl Stay Luminous, and all that kind of good stuff. But this is definitely my favorite out of drugstore luminous foundations. I think it's so pretty, and it just gives you, it gives you really, really great coverage with just a radiant, really pretty glow. So this is definitely one of my absolute favorites, but this is super, super old, so I might have to throw this out and get a new one. I think it's like 2 years old or something. So, and I also, since I love that one so much, I went and got the Lumi cushion, and I'll probably be getting rid of this because I am not a fan of cushions. So if you don't know, cushions have this little cover with a sponge and then foundation inside. And like I get the convenience factor and everything, but I don't see the point. And there's only, it's half of the liquid in here that you get in a normal foundation. So it's 0.51 ounces, and you normally get 1 fluid ounce in a regular liquid foundation. So I don't see the worth in this. So I think I'm getting rid of that. And my next one is Maybelline Dream Mousse Airbrush Foundation. I have mine in 20 Classic Ivory. And I freaking love this stuff. I actually got it because I watched Jeffree Star's like drugstore haul thing, and he put this on and it was like so full freaking coverage, and I was like, oh my god, I had to have it. And I'm just madly in love. Like I use it all the time when I'm not filming. But yeah, it's just one of my favorites, and it has a little pump, and it's kind of odd. It doesn't have a cover, it doesn't have a cap to put on, but it does like twist, so that like when you twist it one way, no product comes out, so that's nice. Alright, so my next one is also from L'Oreal. It is the Infallible Pro Glow. I haven't given this too many tries to really tell you how I feel about it. But from the first few tries that I gave it, it wasn't my favorite. I have mine in 203 Nude Beige, and it has an SPF of 15. It says it is a radiant finish for normal dry skin, and it's very hydrating. I do not have dry skin, so, but I didn't find that this made me oily at the end of the day, so, you know, it was just okay. And then I also have, well, I had the Infallible Pro Matte, and I absolutely love it, but I haven't repurchased it yet. But it is probably one of my favorite matte foundations from the drugstore. I absolutely love it. And this is the Stay Luminous, the from CoverGirl Outlast. It is a natural glow foundation, and when you put this like in the light, like through the bottle, you can actually see the little shimmers. And this is kind of the same thing as the L'Oreal Lumi foundation, and I just absolutely love it. This one and the Stay Fabulous, they're both fantastic. They have fantastic coverage, and yeah, they're really, really nice foundations, and they both come with a pump. This one and the Stay Fabulous come with a pump. So I have mine in 842. That is my shade. So we have 2 more in the drugstore category, and then we're moving on to the more expensive high-end ones. So this one is my L'Oreal True Match. This is the, that's weird. So it has an SPF of 17, not 15 or 20. So mine is in Natural Buff N3. And this has more of a neutral tone. I absolutely love these. The coverage is so freaking amazing, and this little bottle lasts you forever. It's 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty normal, and they have so many shades. Like, it's incredible. They have them for all different skin tones, like warm, neutral, cool. And then within those skin tones, they have a bunch of shades. So that is definitely one of my favorite things about this foundation range. I think it's fantastic. And the powder that goes along with it is also amazing. And then my last guy is a stick foundation. This is from E.L.F. I have mine in Nude. And this is just a normal foundation stick. It's pretty thick and you get 0.49 ounces in it. It says it's a moisturizing foundation stick. I really like this. This is the only stick foundation that I've tried from the drugstore, and I really like it. I think that it's pretty comparable to the other stick foundations that I have. I have a few that are high-end, and yeah, the only thing that sucks about these is the shade range. I think there's only like 3 or 4 shades. Like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, I really like it. It gives really good coverage. It's pretty easy to blend, and yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say about it. So we will be done with the drugstore and we are moving on to the higher end. Alright, so the first one that I have is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid. It has an SPF of 20 and I am in the shade Cashmere 6. And I talked about this in another video. It has a little pump, and even though there is a cap, it also has the turn feature that when you turn it one way or the other, product doesn't come out. And the first time I got this, I thought it was a cap, so I tried to take it off and it was like the hardest freaking thing I've ever tried to do. So I like twisted it off and I didn't even know there was a pump. It's really weird. So just so you know, if you get this brand new, take the cap off. It does have a pump. So the coverage on this is fantastic, and I actually didn't even like this until I used it with my Fenty primer. I freaking love that primer. It makes everything look fantastic. But yeah, when I use this with like pore filling or hydrating primers, this looks absolutely fantastic, and the coverage is pretty darn great. Okay, we're making our way. So this is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Oil Free Photo Edition Foundation. It says to shake well. I haven't ever had to shake this before I put it on, but I guess I should. This comes with 1.1 fluid ounce, and I have mine in Beige Ivory. It is a little squeezy tube, and this stuff is absolutely amazing. This is one of the 2 Laura Mercier foundations that I have, and I'm madly in love with both of them. I'm wearing the other one right now, and this does not clog my pores. It gives fantastic coverage. It doesn't have, I don't think it has, no, it doesn't have an SPF, so it doesn't do any flashback from the camera, anything like that. And yeah, it's fantastic, and it says it's a natural matte finish, and that is very true. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. And the next one is the other Laura Mercier. This is the new Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I have mine in 1 and 2 vanilla, and this has a little pump on it, and this also does not have any SPF, so it doesn't give you any flashback. As you can see, it gives very, very good foundation, full coverage. I've been talking so long I can't even talk. But I actually have really, really bad cystic acne right here, and you can't even see it, or at least I can't in the little viewfinder. But yeah, I think this is fantastic. I again use this with my Fenty primer, and it just makes it even better. So yeah, if you haven't tried this out, you should definitely go give it a shot. Alright, we have the YSL All Hours Foundation, up to 24-hour wear, flawless matte, full coverage, oil-free foundation. I have mine in BD25. This is what it looks like. It has a pump, of course, and this, when I use it with the Fenty primer, I am madly in love with this. I try not to use it too much just because it's expensive, and I feel okay. So it has an SPF of 20, but I don't really notice any flashback in photos, so that is not too bad. Yeah, it just covers up pretty much any blemishes you have, and it builds up really easily. And yeah, it's just a really great foundation. But that one is a pretty penny. So there are other foundations out there that are pretty up to par with that one that don't cost like 60 bucks. I think that one is 59 or 60. So the next one that I have is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation Fluid. I have mine in Mystical RG30. This is extremely watery. It does come with a pump, and it gives you decent medium coverage. This isn't my favorite, and I don't think it's supposed to give you like kind of a dewy finish, but I don't really notice that. It's just not, this isn't like blowing my mind foundation, you know? So it doesn't have full coverage, so I won't use this if I'm having really bad breakouts. This just isn't a foundation that I reach for often. I'm trying to give it more of a shot than I have been, so I will update you guys on what I think once I give it more of a fair shot. So the next one that I have is one that I've been obsessed with since I tried it out. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. Oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, no SPF, so it's photo friendly. I have mine in light beige, and you get 1.6 fluid ounces, and it does have a pump at the bottom, and this smells so good, and it gives the prettiest coverage and just finish. It doesn't even look matte. It looks more of a natural finish, and it does wear all day long. I wore it yesterday when we went out house hunting and looking at townhomes and stuff, and I didn't have to touch up my makeup once. I absolutely love this stuff, and I'm actually in love with the whole collection, at least what I have. I have the bronzer and the eyeshadows. I will actually link the first impressions video that I have using those 3 products from this collection. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It smells great, the coverage is fantastic, and it wears all day long. So, and the next guys I have 2. So I have this Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I have mine in R230 and Y245. So this is what they look like. This is a pretty well-known foundation, and it comes with a pump, and this stuff lasts forever because it has such great foundation, and I feel like I only need to use like 1 pump. So I think this one is my darker shade and this one is my lighter shade. So and yeah, I don't think they have any SPF, so they don't do any flashback, and this comes with 1.01 fluid ounces, and I love them both. And my next one is also from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It says it's undetectable, medium to full coverage, oil-free. I have mine in light beige again. Comes with 1 fluid ounce, and it also has a pump. And I wouldn't say this is undetectable. You can definitely tell you're wearing makeup, but it doesn't look cakey or anything. It definitely gives you that medium to full coverage, and you can build it up, and it still doesn't look cakey. It lasts all day long, and yeah, I just really like it. And since it's oil free, it does not clog my pores, doesn't make me break out, all that kind of good stuff. The next one we have is from Tarte. It's the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. Has an SPF of 15. I have mine in light, medium, neutral, and it is a 12-hour makeup, oil free, all that kind of good stuff, and it comes in just a little squeezy. And I have a serious obsession with Tarte packaging. I think they do the best packaging that I have ever seen. I think it's so pretty. I have a lot of their foundations. I have the stick, I have the hybrid, and I have the Rainforest of the Sea, and I think with packaging, they are like the king of packaging. I think everything I buy from them is so pretty. But this gives you serious coverage. This is like mousse. It is so thick, but it doesn't, to me, it doesn't look cakey. I don't know if that's because it just kind of melts with the oils on my skin, and just doesn't look too bad. But I don't think that I would use this on dry skin, just because it is so thick, and I feel like with dry skin it might cling to some dry patches, or just kind of make it look extra, might make it look cakey. So yeah, I love this on my oily skin. I don't know how it performs on dry skin, but I am madly in love with that. So we will just do Tarte foundations because I have a lot of those, as you can see. So this is the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation, light, medium, neutral. I am madly in love with this. I think it is insane. I just love it. The coverage is freaking fantastic. It blends like a dream. I have no complaints about this. And I think for a stick foundation, it comes with a lot. It comes with 0.32 ounces. And yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, SPF 15, light neutral, and you have to shake it. Just because it is very watery, but don't let that fool you. It is, I think it's very medium to full coverage. And I actually, before I bought this, I was really hesitant because I had watched a bunch of reviews saying it was like sheer coverage and blah blah, and I don't know what was going on with that, but this, when I put it on, it's really full coverage. I usually use a brush unless all my brushes are dirty and I just don't feel like washing them. Then I'll use my beauty blender, but I usually use a dense kabuki brush to apply my foundations, and I love this stuff. Yeah, and then, oh, so this is also a little dropper. It kind of reminds me of, what is this, the Aqua Luminous, where it has like a little button at the top. This one has that too, just to do the dropper. But yeah, that is fantastic. And then talk about coverage. This stuff is amazing. It's amazing. This is the Tarte Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation in light neutral. I've shown you guys this a few times. It comes with a little cap, and then that is the foundation. It is quite thick and very full coverage. It's absolutely fantastic. And it does not clog my pores. How much do you get in here? So you get a normal 1 fluid ounce, and there is no SPF, so you're not going to get any flashback. And yeah, it may be not too practical of a foundation, but it definitely is gorgeous once you get it on. And it actually, Tarte sells a brush that works really well with this. It has a little spatula at the end, and then a regular brush on the top, so you can kind of spatula it out and put it on your face and then blend it out. I did not get that because it doesn't really bug me to have to put my finger in there and put it on my face. So the next one that I have 2 shades. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I have this is shade 3.25. This is my lighter shade, and I have shade 3.5 in my cabinet because I don't use that in the winter. It has a pump, and this stuff oxidizes like crazy, but it's absolutely fantastic. So if you want to try this out, make sure you get a few shades lighter than you normally would, and it will be perfect. So this is waterproof, long wear, full coverage, matte finish, oil free. And that is all true. It has insane coverage, and if you live in a hot climate, it won't melt off your face because it is waterproof. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't have anything bad to say about this other than it does oxidize a lot. So be careful when you are picking out your shade. And the next one that I have is from Becca. It's the Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. It comes in a little pump, and I think I have mine, yes, in cashmere. And this stuff, be careful, it will get cakey. It is very full coverage. If you have anything on your face, it will cover it up, but if you're kind of more dry and like you have dry patches around, I probably wouldn't use this because I feel like it would cling to those dry patches because it is so full coverage. But yeah, if you have oily skin like me, I think it works fantastic. It doesn't cling to any dry patches. If I had my breakouts like this one right here, my monster on my face, I probably wouldn't use this because, or at least like when they dry out and they get all nasty, I wouldn't use this because I don't want it to cling to any of that. But we're like 3/4 of the way done. So if you've stuck with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is my Cover FX Natural Finish Oil Free Foundation. I have mine in N30. and you want to shake this. This is a squeezy tube, which I love. I actually use this in my video where I showed you kind of how to do your makeup with oily skin and stuff like that. So this is definitely a really good one. This gives you very, very good coverage. It's kind of a medium to full coverage, but you can build it up, and since it's oil free, I don't find like when I wear it throughout the day that I get really oily, and you can kind of see where I'm getting oily. I feel like it just kind of stays a natural to matte finish throughout the day. So that one is a fantastic one if you have very oily skin. And my next one is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I have mine in Fair because this does oxidize on me, and as I was showing you, it does have a little button on top because this is also a dropper. And this is more of a sheer foundation, sheer to medium coverage. If you have breakouts and you don't want them to show, you definitely wouldn't want to use that. But yeah, it does give you just a luminous, radiant glow. I think it's really, really pretty. It just makes your skin kind of look healthy. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't have that coverage that a medium to full coverage foundation would have. So the next one that I have to show you is my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. It normally comes with just a cap, and then you just shake it on your finger, but I bought the pump to go with it because I like things with pumps. This oxidizes a lot, and I got mine in NW15. This is like one of the lightest shades, and I'm not very fair, but it oxidizes to my perfect color. And this has fantastic coverage. In my opinion, this is one of the best full coverage foundations that I have. When I'm looking for full coverage, I will reach for this because it doesn't look cakey. It does give you full coverage, and I don't think it clings to any dry patches or any breakouts that I have. So yeah, this is definitely a winner. And actually, MAC foundations I don't find are that expensive. When I was kind of dabbling into more expensive foundations, I was surprised that this is like in the mid to high 20s. I want to say it's like $28 or something, which I don't think is very expensive. Like Estee Lauder, and I have Dior, Smashbox, all that kind of stuff that's like 40, 50, 60. So this to me is not that expensive, and I think it's a fantastic foundation. And the next one that I have to show you is my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. I have mine in 2-in-1 Desert Beige. It comes with 1 fluid ounce, and it says keep out of eyes. So there's your warning. So this does not come with a pump. They actually recently started selling a pump at Ulta. I think it's only at Ulta. It might be at Sephora. I haven't checked. But yeah, this is fantastic coverage. If you're looking for full coverage that's not going to go anywhere, you should definitely get this. The coverage is crazy, and they actually, a lot of people say they can't take it off unless they use the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the Estee Lauder in the blue bottle, the makeup remover. I freaking love this stuff. If you want coverage, that's where you should go. And this is an absolute favorite of mine, holy grail. I will never stop repurchasing this. This is the Dior Skin Forever Perfect Makeup. I have mine in 20 and 21. 21 is in my cabinet because I don't use it during the winter. This comes with a pump. It's about $50, and it's so worth your money. It's amazing. If you use this with, I like using this with my Benefit Professional. And with that filling in my pores and the pore refining effect of this, you just have perfect skin. It looks amazing. And even when I have breakouts and I use this, it doesn't accentuate them. It's amazing. And the coverage is very, very good. So yeah, that I can't say enough good things about that. I think it's amazing. And we will go through the rest of my stick foundations. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills stick foundation in beige. You get 0.32 ounces in this, and I think it's pretty similar to the Tarte Stick foundation. It's it goes on pretty creamy, it's easy to blend, has great coverage. Yeah. So the next one is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation. I showed you this a while ago. Has foundation on one end, contour on the other. I love this stuff. The first time I used it, I actually didn't like it, and then I gave it another try with my Fenty primer, and I fell in love. I don't know what it is with that primer, but it makes me love all foundations that I didn't like. I feel like it would have to be a really, really bad foundation for me not to like it with that primer. But the first time I used it, it oxidized really bad, which is surprising because I have mine in 2.1, which is what my other Studio Skin is in, and it doesn't, my other liquid Studio Skin doesn't really oxidize too much on me. But this one did until I used it with my Fenty primer, and I was just, now I'm just absolutely in love with this. And I feel like since it's so thick, like such a wide stick, it won't run out too soon. And then obviously you won't use the contour as much as the foundation, so that'll last you probably quite a while. And we only have 4 left. So we'll go with another Smashbox. This is my Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. It is oil free, and it is in the shade 2.1 like I said. And almost a quarter of this is gone because this is actually one of my favorite foundations. I think it gives you the most pretty perfect skin when you wear it. It kind of surprisingly reminds me of the Dior foundation with how good it makes your skin look, and it has a pump on it. And the coverage is full. It is fantastic. It wears all day long, and my skin doesn't get too oily when I wear it. So this is another very, very sheer liquidy foundation. You definitely want to shake this. This is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I have mine in Ceylon. It's light 6, and you get 1 fluid ounce, and I don't think there's any SPF in this, and it does come in a pump, and this stuff dries really, really fast on your face. It's kind of like the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion. I do that in sections on my face because it dries really fast, and that's probably what you want to do with this. But yeah, I have, like you guys know, I have oily skin, and I don't see a problem using this with my skin. I don't feel like it gets too oily, and obviously since it is a luminous foundation, it would be good for dry skin as well. So I think it's pretty versatile, and it is very, very weightless, and it's very full coverage. So I don't have perfect skin. I have very large pores, and I break out a lot. So I was skeptic on using this, but the coverage on this is fantastic. I don't think that it's very sheer. I think it's medium to full, and you can build it up since it's so weightless. It doesn't get really cakey or anything. So that one is fantastic. And my last two, this is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. It has an SPF of 50, and it's anti-aging and hydrating. And this is like the Too Faced. It has a pump at the bottom, kind of squeezy on top. I have mine in medium, and this gives you such amazing coverage. Like, you wouldn't think from a CC cream that you'd be getting amazing coverage, but you really do. It's incredible. And after I use this for a while, I do notice that my skin has a more even tone, kind of like with the BB cream. And then my mom uses this too, and it definitely makes her skin look better. She has the same kind of skin as me, olive, breakouts, all that kind of good stuff. So this is absolutely fantastic. And my last guy that I have is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This is in 6 Ivory, and this is pretty much just like this. This is, I would say that this is a dupe for this, but Clinique foundation I don't think is too expensive. And this comes in like a concealer wand. It's very different, but I think it is absolutely fantastic. I love that foundation. I got it recently, and I think I used it for like 2 weeks straight when I got it. I fell in love, and I don't think it clogs your pores. It's Clinique, so, you know, I mean, they have a really great reputation for their skincare, and I really like their products, and that's actually the first foundation that I've ever tried from them, and I'm a big fan. So yeah, before I talk anymore, that is the end. We have got there. That's all my foundations that I have to share with you. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I think the next one I'm going to do is my eyeshadow collection, all my singles and my eyeshadow palettes, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and hit that little red subscribe button down below my video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.